Hello friends, welcome to Stampin' All Day with Bev, Tuesday's Facebook Live. This is not a to be continued because I had skipped Sunday and last Tuesday because of an event I had going on here that took up a lot of my time. So I am just going to start fresh with warm welcome, and this will be the first time you guys are watching me share this bundle. I will tell you that I'm going to start right at 2 o'clock. We have 3 minutes for everybody to jump on. And I have some workers here today, and they need to, hi Shirley, they need to be in my shop because the master switches for our sprinkler system are in here, and they're walking back and forth trying to figure out there was a problem with our sprinklers, and they're back here to fix it today. So you might hear men in the background. So that's what's going on there. Hi, Margaret. I think this bundle is absolutely adorable. I just started playing with it though, so we'll keep using it for a while until we get to see all the different things we can do with it. I'm going to announce a few things right when it's 2 o'clock, and then we'll get started. If you want to get your catalogs out so you can see what's on sale or look at them more closely in the catalog, you can. And we're going to get started in just a few. Hello, Anne. I'm glad you guys remembered me today. It's, you know, when you miss a couple of episodes, sometimes people forget. I've gotten some texts saying, I'll watch the replay. Hi, Patty, because they're busy, of course. People have things to do, but I see numbers getting larger now, so that's a good thing. Hi, Debbie. Man, oh man, oh man. I'm telling you, the baby shower, I'll just tell you before we get started, went well. Everybody seemed to have a really good time. And Sunday was cleanup, return borrowed things, and yesterday and today, I returned some things to my church that they so graciously let me use. And so we're all done. So, oh, you're at the eye doctor. Yeah, okay, well, I understand that you've got to go when you got to go, but I hope all goes well, Debbie, there. Well, one more minute. Hi, Janet. How are you? Glad to see your name. So, yeah, that went well. We had company till at least 8 o'clock that night. The shower was officially over at 2, but a lot of people stayed and went swimming and then just stayed and stayed and stayed. And then, you know, because it was family and friends. Hey, Jean. So of course, you know, everybody's welcome to stay as long as we want. And that brings me to this stamp set. It's called Warm Welcome. One of the things I love about it so much is that it's an open door. And I like to be an open door for anybody that either needs me or wants to come over or kindly comes over to visit me, to give me some time with friends. I just love that theme so much. And so I think that's one reason I fell in love with this bundle. All right, I'm going to turn you down and get started with everything I have to show you. I think our card's going to be fun. So let's turn down and see what I've got going here. Remember, if you hear men's voices, it's these guys working, and they have to come in and out of my shop. Hi, Debbie. Another Debbie, Ontario. Let's see. Bugs me when I see that I'm crooked, so let me try to get straight here. Okay, there we go. All right, the first thing I'm announcing is the World Card Making Day. Stampin' Up! Will be crafting with these bundles, and you can contact your demonstrator and visit stampinup.com to place your order to get one of these bundles if you want to join into the Card Making Day online with Stampin' Up! Cottage Rose is one of the bundles. Hi, Deborah French. One of the bundles I'll be using. Cottage Wreath and Warm Welcome. I have these two, so when I join in, I will be able to make the cards they make with those two, and I just purchased this one so I could make the card with this bundle too. At the bottom of this flyer, it tells you what to have ready. And then, of course, the additional supplies, such as accessories and adhesives and tools, things like that. Okay, so that's why I chose to use this set. Then Perfect Partners is still going on the whole month of September. So if you have any of these stamp sets and you want coordinating dies to go with them, that's still happening. And you can go online to stampinup.com and check those out. Also on the 15th, there will be a one-day, 24-hour, 15% off sale of selected stamps. So if you want to get some select stamps that they have selected on sale, 15% off, which is better than having a shipping free day, right? Then you can do that day. Also, I would go to the weekly deals. Hi, Gabriella. And order those on the same day so you can get those deals and the 15% off. If you're a demonstrator, you get your discount, and on and on and on. The 15th is going to be a good day to place an order. If you place an order with me that day or any day during the month of September, you can use this host code, which makes me laugh. I call it Vampiduna. So if your order is under $150, please feel free to use this host code. I thank you very much in advance for doing so. But if it's over $150, you are the host and you will earn the free product. You can shop with me at beverlystamps.stampinup.net. You can visit my YouTube channel anytime, Beverly Morales Stampin' Up. And you also can email me anytime with any questions, comments, or concerns at mofun44@icloud.com. My name again is Beverly Morales. I live in Tracy, California, and I'm so glad you're here with me today. I'm going to start off by showing you some snail mail that I received. It was my manager's birthday, so I sent her a present. And actually, I went to her house and dropped it off, and I got this beautiful, sweet card in the mail as a thank you card. Hi, Diane. Hi, Carol. And I just think it's so cute. I love the colors and the old-fashioned swimsuits. That's just adorable. Then I received this as another thank you card for a birthday gift I gave a friend, and it's just gorgeous. Debbie is my friend, Debbie Pine. She's watching right now, and she knows my style completely. If this is not a Beverly card, I don't know what is. It was also to Ken, though. Yes. Ooh, it's getting oohs and hearts and stars. It's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Yes, it is. I love everything about it in person. It sparkles with Winka Stella. Hi, Marie. Hi, Carol Schaefer. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful card. Even the inside, look at that. Just gorgeous. So thank you so much, Debbie. All right. This card is fun, and I am using the Warm Welcome dies and the Warm Welcome stamp set, as I mentioned just a minute ago. Okay, look at all those cute, cute, cute stamps. All right, I'm also using various colors of cardstock. I'm using crushed curry, real red, crumb cake, old olive, and some whisper white. And I can feel myself having to think. It has only been a week since I have not had a live, and I'm having to think about titles and names and stuff, so bear with me. I'm also going to use the timber folder and the rustic metallic adhesive dots. I moved that kind of quick in case you wanted the code number. There it is. Here's the code number for the dots. And on this card, I'm going to use Early Espresso. This is a card that I'm going to be making for the first time in this color. So we'll see which one you guys like best. I used a variety of blends on some when I was coloring in some of these images, and so I didn't really use them on the card, but I used them on the next thing I'm going to show you. So the dies. Here are the dies in my little magnetic bowl, and you really can't tell what they are like this. It looks like a big mess. And so what I did was I cut out the images, and I have them here for you to see. So all of these are dies. These are two little, I call them door plates. That's what I think they are. I don't know exactly what this one is. Hi, Sarah. I think it's a mailbox flag. And I don't know if this could be a mailbox, but that's what I'm playing with in my head. Today I used it for something else, but I love the stitching and the rectangle. This is going to be part of a front door, I would imagine. And this is a front door with the ridges and the different lines in it that you can see. Now for the baby shower, I took this one in white and I cut out 12 of them. And then I put a large alphabet letter on the front, and punched a hole here and hung them from some decor that I had. We played a game, I call, I'm sure you know of cake walks. Well, I had a dessert walk, and they stopped at a letter, and then they had to look on this tag to see what their letter was and to tell if they were, oh, it's a door handle, turn sideways. Thank you. Okay, thank you. I would have figured that out eventually, hopefully. But yes, I'm thinking if we do it in red, we could do a mailbox, like there's something in the mail. There's so many cute things you can do with all this stuff. Then there's these circles, and there's this ring. Now this is a door knocker, and I am going to do this in silver when I use it as such. And I would imagine it's a door knocker, but I used it in a different way today. The birthday cake, 3-tiered. Look at these little shoes. Oh my goodness, so cute, because there's a welcome baby in here. The two arms holding a cup of coffee or tea. This one's tea, it's got a tea bag on it. This one might be coffee, they might both be tea, whatever they want it to be. And look at the little bouquet of flowers with the arm. Now, what's the arm all about? Well, when you can have it showing from behind the door. See that? Isn't that cute already? Already you can see things are going to be so cute. There's a little kitty. There's a bow. There's 2 hearts, a large and a small. You can never have enough hearts, so this is all very useful stuff. But I adore these numbers. I'm going to have fun sending cards with my house numbers on there. 435 are my house numbers. Or you can put their house number on there, say they got a new house. I mean, there's just so many things you can do. A birthday cake when they open the door, on and on and on. So I'm excited to get using this set to its full potential. I can't wait to see what Stampin' Up! Does with it on card making day, October 1st. All right, so you need your paper trimmer to cut your cardstock down. Now, most of you that I see on here right now, I recognize you as a well-versed stamper pretty much, but there are some names I don't see, and there's some people that watch the replay, and they're beginners, and they have been telling me how much they appreciate my teaching. So I want to make sure that if there's somebody on here that they see how to cut their cardstock. So I have my 8.5 by 11 piece of crumb cake cardstock in my trimmer, and the end of it is at the 5.5 mark here on the trimmer. Hi, Margot. How are you? And I am just going to take the dark blade. The dark blade on the cutter is the cutting blade, and I'm going to cut this cardstock in half, and these are going to be 2 cards. The light blade on my trimmer is the scoring blade. So now I'm going to put this piece, hi Connie, back into my trimmer, and this time the end, still on the long side, is going to be at 4 1/4. 4 1/4. And I am going to score that in half. Okay, I still need my trimmer, but I'm going to move it off to the side, fold my cardstock in half, and take my bone folder, which is a basic tool that if you're a beginner, you do need to have eventually to make your nice seams there, creases look very, very nice. Okay, So let me show you the card before I go any further so you understand what I'm doing next. This card is in black. The next card, the card I'm going to make today, though, is going to be in crumb cake. So I made an actual house using this bundle. So my door is always open for you. I absolutely adore that statement. I know that I have so many friends that always have their door open to me. My door is always open to you. So is my phone, so is my email. And so I just love this. Thank you for all the hearts. But I'm going to show you how to shape this card into a little house a very simple way. I'm going to show you how to use this punch, this part right here, to make these flowers. And I used this punch, this right here, to make the little gables on my house. Okay, so here we go. All right, so I folded my cardstock in half, which I just showed you. I'm going to concentrate on the top of the ruler on the paper trimmer. And you see up here, there's 1 through 15.5 right here. I'm going to concentrate on number 8. The corner of my my cardstock is going to be placed as close to the line where the 8 is as possible. Then I'm going to concentrate next on this corner. And I am going to put, see how there's numbers here, 4, 3, 2, 1. I am going to put this corner here at 2.5. Or if you're reading it from this direction, 1.5. Okay. Now I see it's a little off here is when it's got folded. So I'm going to correct that right now. Just so I got to move my cutter. Just so I have an absolute straight house. Okay, let's go back. So 8 and 2.5. In between the 1 and the 2, the line in the middle is 2.5. Make sure I stayed on my 8, and I didn't. So it's going to take you a minute to get this lined up. But this is the only time you have to line it up. After that, you're good. So here's the 2.5. And then I'm going to take my cutting blade, the black one, and I'm going to cut off a corner. Okay? Now this is important. I just cut off the corner. See that? Now you're going to flip over the corner and bring it over here. And you're going to, instead of doing that measuring again, remember, I'm impatient. I don't like measuring. I like easy if possible. So I try to think of ways that's going to make your life easy. So now I drew a pencil line where I'm going to cut this side. Now you can tell right away, let me get a ruler so you can see what I'm saying. You can tell right away that this is going to be even. Both corners are going to be even because the pencil mark is right at the same level as this cut, the bottom cut. The reason I'm taking time with this, because watch. This is how I cut it off. If I didn't turn it over, remember I turned it over. If I didn't turn it over, you're going to cut it, you're going to draw a line like this. Now look at where your tip is here and where your tip is there. It would be crooked like this. So it's important to remember when you cut this first corner off to turn it over when you place it here. Okay? So that's all there is to that. I think that's an easy way of explaining it. I hope so. Now I'm taking my pencil line and I'm putting it right into the canal of the cutting tool. Holding my paper still, pressing hard because I'm going through 2 pieces. This cardstock is folded, and I have an even gable for my house. Okay? Please let me know if you didn't understand something, and I'll try to help you. I'll try to be a little bit clearer. Oops, I just threw those 2 guys away, and I shouldn't have. I hope these are the ones because I have many in there. So let's see if I find them right. Oh, why did I throw those away? These are not the ones. That's that one. Nope. If I don't find it like in the next few seconds, then I'm just going to not do this part because I don't want to make you wait. Okay, so let me show you on this card. It's not a big deal. On this card up close, you see that I used, maybe you can or cannot see that I used these 2 pieces. Again, just trying not to be wasteful. And I just put one here and then one up, the other one up to it, and then I snipped that off. But I just tossed them into the garbage before I even thought about it. So I'm going to be wasteful this time. All right, so now let's go to these little gables here. You need your paper trimmer again. And for this punch, it's called the Lovely Labels punch. Pick a punch. You're going to need 1-inch strips. So I'm going to have to make a 1-inch strip. So there's a 1 on this side of the cut line. Place my paper there. Cut it 1 inch. Now the reason this is kind of a to be continued, because the reason I'm showing this again is I showed it last time, the last time I did a live, and I like to show things over and over a few times to make sure it's sunken in and that you see it more than once. Now see how I don't put my paper in the channel like this all the way up. I start at the top and then I push the paper in, and when it stops, then I push it into the channel. I still take the time to look to see that it has hit the top, even though it stopped, so that tells me it did, but I just want to make sure it didn't get jammed on anything. And then I punch, and there is one of my gables. Okay, so I'm going to take my paper trimmer, and I'm just going to do this 3 times. So let's see, I want about, let's say, 3/4 of an inch. And I'm going to do this 2 more times. And after that, you guys are going to be pros on using this punch. Stick it in like that, put it in the channel, turn it over just to double check yourself, punch, pull out, and put in the trimmer to 3/4. Cut. 1 more time. And thank you to all of you who know all this already. Either you're demonstrators or you've been stamping longer than me. But these new people, they need to get a chance to learn, right? Just like I remember when I was new, I was a sponge for information. Okay, 3/4. And now we have our little gables that we can put on to our house. Okay. I'm going to get these ready by turning them over. That is the front. That is the front. And this one I really can't tell. And I'm going to put dimensionals on each one of those. I want to leave the back on for now. I'm not going to stick them down yet. But they'll be ready. Okay. There's that. Then I'm going to go get my that emboss machine. Bring it on over here. Oh, I'm so glad. Carol Schaefer just made my day. Oh boy, thank you, Carol. I love it when people learn from me. I love when I learn from others. You guys help me a lot. You come up with suggestions. Like somebody just told me today, I can't remember who you are already, but who you were, but if somebody just said, that's the door handle. Like, duh, should have known that, but I didn't. I was thinking mailbox, welcome, it was your home. That's what I was thinking. But see, that's sometimes what I see, and then that allows me to be more creative because I see different things. So here's the little die that cuts out this rectangle, and you probably all guess what I use that for. In this house here, I made it out of glimmer paper, and just for some more sparkle. But on this one, I'm just going to do a little chimney like this, okay? And yes, the back it shows, but I think because of the stitching, hi Louise, it's cute. All right, so that piece is going to go there next. And then we're going to cut out, no, we're going to stamp. And I can't decide whether I should use crumb cake or white, but I think I'm going to use crumb cake. And early espresso ink, and here is the door. So this is a photopolymer stamp set, so you will need your paper piercing mat. Here is the code number for that. And I just lined it so I don't get ink on it with my Stamparatus grid paper. And you can find this grid paper right next to the Stamparatus. Well, it sounds like the guys got the system all figured out and are gone, so we shouldn't have any interruptions that way. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp this down. Look at that darling, darling door. Now, at first, I couldn't decide, does it go this way? Does it go that way? Is my door open this way? Does it? Well, if you forget what I'm telling you, if you look on your stamp case, it shows you the way it should go. So it's like this. Okay. So that's how I figured it out. And then I noticed that, the door jambs and stuff were up there. I'm like, duh, that should have been a clue, Bev. All right, so look at the die that fits there just like that and cuts this door out. So we literally can stamp, since we have this here, we're going to stamp. My door is always open, using the same ink. And right now, I'm going to show you something that I just was playing with and I thought was super cute. So I don't know exactly what the event would be. This could just be shoes lined up like, you want people to take off their shoes before you come in your house. It could be welcome to baby shower. It could be welcome baby. It could be off to the side, but those little shoes colored in with your blends or your watercolor pencils or whatever you want to use to color those in, I think is adorable. Okay, so let's get this cut out. And did you notice that I used the door knocker? Hi, Brenda. And made a little wreath. I have wreaths everywhere. I love them. So I wanted to put a wreath on my door. And I knew that that wasn't a wreath because there's not really leaves or anything on it. And I thought about putting leaves, finding something to make leaves on there, and I still might. But I wanted to show you a way that you could just make a little wreath that fits perfectly on this door. And it's just already in the set, so you don't have to go looking for anything else unless you want to. So let me line this up. You saw them as a doormat on someone's card. What was the doormat, Patty? Oh, I bet you saw them. This was the doormat. And the shoes, ah, see you guys. Oh, how cute is that? See, Patty? Oh, thank you for that idea. All right, so let's get, I'm trying to get this lined up, but I keep looking up at my camera and I shouldn't be. Okay, so I'm going to pay attention to what I'm doing now. And because I don't have my magnetic platform anymore, I have to use the Post-it note tape, and that is available to you on Amazon. Just go to your search engine in Amazon and type in Post-it note tape, and it will pop up and you can get some. So there is my door. And now I need my little wreath. You know, this morning I was literally chilly. My husband rolled his eyes at me. He said, "You can't be cold." And I said, "Yes, I can. I can be if I want to be." I know it's ridiculous because it's probably 80-something degrees, and I'm complaining that I'm cold. But I am in shorts, and now it's warmed up a lot, so now I'm hot. So there is no pleasing this woman, right? Oh my goodness. So now I'm looking for my heart. In my magnetic bowl. And I'll run these two through. I know, Patty, I thought so too. Plus I was watering, so I get sprayed a little bit, you know, the mist. Not sprayed, but not wet, but the little mist gets me, and then I get chilly. So, but he's lucky. I don't care if it's freezing outside, he's warm. If it's hot outside, he's not cold. I just threw this back in the thing, and I have to take the image out. So I used my take your pick tool, and I used the little hole that's in the metal die, and then it pops right out. So I see this as an engagement ring also, or wedding rings. So see that? That's just my little wreath for this one. Those hearts could be leaves. In green. You guys are too much. Yes, see? Oh, I love your imaginations. Okay, so see how much we can do with this little set. Now these are mini dimensionals. We have regular size dimensionals and we have mini size dimensionals. The minis are even too big for this little piece here. You could just use the Tombow glue if you wanted to, but I wanted it to be popped up a little bit. So I'm using part of a mini dimensional. It's feeling like it's not sticky because I've been manhandling it all morning. There. Get this one on. There we go. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right here. And that's going to be my wreath. You could all remember that bow? You could also use, instead of the heart, you could use this bow and cut off, you know, cut these the little tails as short as or as long as you want them and have a different wreath. Okay, so there's my door. And I'm going to put that aside, and I'm going to go back to my house and my timber folder. And I'm going to put half of the card, I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to try to get the fold line onto the end of the image of the printed part of the image. Close it and squeeze. platform 1 and platform 4. And I am going to go through the machine and make my house have a wood look. That's my daughter. Even though I told them I have a live at 2, I cannot be bothered till 3. But I know why she's calling me. Poor me. Okay, so I 6 months ago, ordered a new sofa. Of course, it came the week of the shower. Well, did it really? No. It's a week late. Well, I got part of it. Long story short, she's calling me to see whatever happened with the part of the sectional that's not here yet. So I will tell her that. Yeah, I was not a happy camper to be getting a piecemealed sofa. So they made it right. They are reimbursing me my shipping charges, which is $300. So I'm happy with that. And the missing piece will be here in the morning. All right, so I'm putting my door back into my paper trimmer, and I'm making sure that I'm using the scoring blade, and I'm going to just score up a little bit, not all the way to the top, but a little bit way up, just so my door will fold a little bit more. I like that. And then I have my door. So let's put on our gables. And whenever I have, let me get it straight first. Whenever I have 3, I should say that differently. Whenever I'm trying to get a straight line on something, I start in the middle, because I can go off on both sides and make things even. So I don't press with these dimensionals either until I know they're where I want them. So didn't that fancy up the house a little bit? Kind of like gingerbread. So you can make a gingerbread house like this at Christmas if you want that type. Oh, with all that Christmas candy cane paper and stuff. Oh my goodness. Another idea. Okay, so there we go. There is our cute little house. Then we have a chimney. All my houses have to have a chimney. And if I know you well, you're saying, no, that's not going to fit in an envelope. Well, I'm going to show you what I did for that. So I'm going to put dimensionals behind this door. I did the other one, so I'm going to do that on this one too. My dimensionals are all used up in the middle, but the excess on the edges is the same quality dimensional as the rest. So don't waste them. Use them also. So I'm just going to put 6 pieces here to keep a pretty stable door there. Then remove the paper backing. So I haven't looked online at all to see if there's, I know there's got to be other samples with this set, but I haven't looked yet. So I'm very curious on what other people are doing. But when I saw the front door, I said, I got to make a house, right? All right, so let's put some glue about halfway up, maybe a little more than halfway up. And then put our house on the chimney. I use my grid paper to make things straight. It's a great tool, in addition to keeping your table clean. So there's this one. All right, so now off to I'm not going to show you my trick on the envelope yet because this has got to dry. All right, so then these flowers here. So this is a black house, and this is a brown house or crumb cake house. Okay, so here is the punch I used. I think, I forget what it's called, but I'm going to punch out 3 of the little sprigs. Oh, that's what it's called. I think it's called sprig punch. Actually, I'm going to punch out 6 because I have 3 on both. Oh, no, I'm going to punch out 4 because I have 2 on each side. You put as many as you want. I like my house to have flowers. Then old olive cardstock. Try to use up your scraps for this if you can. So 4 of these. Now somebody's doing something at their house. I hear machinery. 4. Okay. So this is a little trick of the trade that you're going to learn next. So my flowers are 2-toned, and most of you are going to say, yeah, I know how you did that, but I want to show you some way that makes it easy, because we can make things more difficult than they should be. So line them up to make sure they're matching, and then just put dots of glue. Remember how I've taught you many times to let that dots of glue set up so things don't move on you. You can still remove them if you need to because it's setting up. It's not completely set, but it's not slippery, so it allows you to have more hands free. Then you're going to take this guy and you're going to set it right on top of the first one, but the only thing that's going to stick is the flowers because that's the only place there's glue, right? And that's what we want. So rather than cutting out these little tiny flowers and trying to get them on one at a time, who has time for that? We got to cook, we got to clean, we got to go visit people, we got things to do. So this is faster. You've been cooking dinner on the fire pit, like outside? Ooh, that sounds good. I haven't told my family yet, but I'm going to try to make Indian bread tacos sometime this week. I love Indian bread. Super bad for you, right? Yeah, super bad for you, super fattening. But it's so good. So now that I only have the flowers glued together, I've got to get the camera out of my way. Then I can cut off the stems. And the flowers are going to be where they need to be in whatever color I want them to be. And I do the 2 little ones first so I can lift up the stem and cut that one off. And then I have yellow flowers on green stems. You're camping up north. Oh, and you do the cooking. Oh, you are the bomb. I could not do that ever in a day. First of all, I couldn't even begin to light a fire. Shoot, we have a pizza oven and I can't make, my kids have to make it. I don't know how. You know, I don't learn, so I don't have to do it. Isn't that bad? It's bad. So isn't this easy, guys? I tried to figure out a way that we could get our flowers on the stems with this punch without having to do a lot of little tiny picking up with the take your pick tool and all that stuff because they're so small. And this was the simplest way I could think of. You're a farm girl. Oh, that's awesome. Farm girls are amazing. I have some friends that live on farms. Their husbands are so talented, country strong is what I call it. There we go. All right. So then you can put these down any way you want to. This is the way I choose to. I take a mini glue dot Now the mini glue dots are bigger than the skinny little stem. So I put it down and press hard. And I lift it up off the paper, and most of that mini glue dot is over the side there. See that? So that gives me room to put another one there and put them together. And then I fold it up. They allow you to manipulate them. And then you can put them next to your front door. Winkastella is something I would put on the flowers just for a little bit of shimmer and shine. Do that a second time so you could see that again. Now this door is open, so you're going to decide whether you want your flowers over here more, or like on this card here, the flap is covering them a little. So you decide. I'll move them over on this one to the side a little so you can see them with the door open. And Winkastella, where are you, Stella? Where are you, Stella? There you are. I'm going to push where it says push and get some Stella on my brush. Now I do that off of my project, because look what happened. When I was squeezing, a blob came out. So you don't want a blob to come out on your work. So get in the habit of squeezing that off your project. But you can grab this little puddle and get a lot of shimmer and shine there. You could do that on a block, on your stamping blocks, and then you get your little puddle there and it won't dry up, soak into the paper, and then you have more time to use that puddle. Okay, so we got some, I'm going to call those daffodils. All right, so now to fit in the envelope, all I did was fold this over to put it in the envelope, and when I took it out of the envelope, it pops back up. So the recipient will know to pull that back up. Hi, Roseanne. So my door is always open. So on this inside here, you can't have a square because we have our corners cut off, right? So let me get a piece and make sure that it's 4, it is, by 5 1/4, okay? And I'm going to put that in here. Remember, I'm Simple Simon. I don't want a bunch of work. I don't want to go back to that paper trimmer and try to figure out inches and where I'm going to put stuff and all that. Not going to do it, not going to happen. So I'm just going to glue this down. Flip it over. Leave my sides and bottom the way I want them there. Close that up. Come over, let's see, I'm going to come over this side. You might have to turn it over and do both sides, just depends. Now that works. Okay, so what I just taught myself now is don't go to the corners with your glue, because now I've got glue on my scissors probably. Well, not probably, I'm sure I do. Oh, I don't know how I didn't, but okay, but you could, so. All right, so now there is my lined card with no problem there. Okay, now if you do want the edges to be even, you could cut down, make a line now with, don't glue it in, just cut it, and then make a line to make your edge and then cut it with your trimmer. But this didn't bother me. So on the inside, but you do you, because if it bothers you, we don't want that. So let me find the other sentiment. Those are the shoes. What did I do? Oh, there it is. Knowing you feels like coming home. Is that not adorable? This is the sweetest sentiments ever. So as I was cutting out all the images to see how they worked and see how they looked and all that. Oops, I forgot to use my pad. Hope this comes out right. Yeah, it's good. Okay. I started playing with different things. So back to this palette here. This is wet, so I don't want to... Okay, that'll work. So look at this arm. You could place the arm here and just put glue at the shoulder area and let this pop up. And when my door is always welcome. My door is always open for you. They open it up and that you're handing them some flowers. Isn't that cute? If your recipient has a kitty, you could have a cat on the card somewhere. It's a birthday party. You could have a cake as they open the door. There's hearts, Valentine's, I don't know, on and on and on. The little numbers are so cute. So, so cute. I think that I would do the adhesive back paper on the cardstock, so when you cut these out, you can just pull them off and they're stickers. So you can put them down without having to mess with any adhesives other than the sticker stuff. Apartment number 12, that's your address, whatever you want it to be. These are also good for these are a good size because any card, not even this stamp set, but any card. If you're having a birthday, you have a cake and you can put the age on the cake. So many different things you can do. As I look at these images, it just keeps going and going and going. All right, so on Sunday, I will start with this again, just to see what else we can do. I'm going to take this off. I don't want to get anything wet on these two cards. Hi, Julia. So they just literally stand up, these little houses with an open front door. And if you want to stamp along with Stampin' Up! On October 1st, card making day, then you can get this bundle and make whatever they show us to make that day. All right, are there any questions? Oh, well, I'll watch the replay, and if I see any questions that I missed while I was stamping, I will answer you there. Thank you so much for coming, and we will see you on Sunday night at 7. Bye-bye.